today's episode of The Tenant, I'm in Mumbai, but in Mumbai, I'm in a city within a city. It is Thakur village in Kandivali East. Our tenant today is a sales professional, but belongs to a breed that has the toughest time in getting an apartment. He's a tenant with a dog. How's the experience like? What works for him over here and what doesn't? Let's meet him.
Jordan, let's welcome.
Hi Neeraj.
Hi Vishal. Please come and meet Jordan.
He is the other tenant in the apartment.
He is the tenant in the apartment. Okay. I am the other one now. I am just paying the rent.
So how important has he been in deciding your rental decisions?
The flat came first and Jordan came next. Okay. But after that, I think it's all about Jordan. Everything, right from where to keep the furniture to what kind of foods to be outside, everything is just...
I think that's the reason I don't see any fragile objects.
Oh yeah. You can't. The reason being because this is one breed which has the tendency to put anything in their mouth. So if you see him right now also, that's his beanbag.
Okay.
That's his toys. That's his corner. So you see so that's Jordan's corner. To be very honest, to sum it up, this is Jordan's world and we are all living in it.
Okay. So basically this is the part where he spends a lot of time. This is the part where you spend your time. So that's how
I would love to spend a lot of time here because this was one of my thing to have a big TV. And I wanted to watch matches and Formula 1 and movies. I'm a big documentary and movie buff. So I like to watch good documentaries, BBC documentaries and all. But unfortunately, like you know that, we are all working professionals. So most part of the day is in my small home office that I've created.
So how big is this apartment? Just moving away from the key tenant.
Yeah.
How big is this apartment?
So this is a 700 square feet odd apartment. The good thing is it comes with the balcony, which is included in that 700 square feet of area. 700
square feet, 2 BHK.
Yes.
And you're staying alone with Jordan?
Yes.
Or Jordan is staying alone with you?
Jordan is staying alone with you. I'm the caretaker of Jordan and feeding him and taking care of him.
So what part of this apartment gets used the most?
The reason why I took this apartment is because I knew that the entire house will be used equally. So let's say for example, in the morning when I'm having my breakfast and all, watching something or watching news or whatever it is, okay, for the first couple of hours, this side of apartment gets used. Then for the next 6 to 8 hours, I'm in my home office. So in the middle room gets utilized, and then in the evening I have my bedroom and all, and the balcony where I spend my time in the evenings and at night. So I took this apartment consciously, knowing that I won't have one extra room which I don't know what am I going to do with it.
So how long did it take to get this apartment? Was the journey long to get an apartment where pets are allowed?
There's a backstory to it. So I used to be in this same society of Vasan Sagar from 2012 to 2017. Okay. But that time I used to stay with my relative, my uncle, and I had taken up a rented place just above that. So I knew this society. Even he had a pet. Okay. So this society in itself is pet friendly society, not just to pet that you own, but also to the strays. So that I knew. Okay. So I knew that there are not going to be too many issues even if I bring up pet. Second thing, I knew that no society can pass a bylaws against pet. That is, you're protected by Supreme Court. So I know that even if there are any issues, I'm protected by law. So that I took a bet on that. This apartment, when I took it, was absolutely naked, and that was my prime need.
What's the one thing that this apartment got you that other apartments did not?
I would say the space. Because it was just perfect. The rooms were not too big, not too small. So I saw few apartments. So what happens, Vishal, is if you really shortlist the type of apartments that you know, and if you know what you want, you really boil down to those 3 or 4 apartments.
Okay. So this is the living room.
This is the living room. This is where we spend probably the first quarter of the day. And the other thing that I really like about this apartment are probably apartments which are slightly in the older society, ranging from 2003, which were built in 2003 to 2004 period of time, where they have kitchens which are slightly bigger.
And this is one unusual feature in today's buildings. I don't see that in kitchens too.
Yeah, so this is something that I didn't like initially. Okay, because my whole thing was it has to be a clean wall and I could do things. So my whole thing was, can I do something like a painting here? So I tried a lot to fill this up. Okay, my fiance was not really, she in fact quite liked it. But then slowly what happens, let's say for example, if I'm playing with Jordan here, I use this space to play with him. Or if I'm like making my coffee or something, I'll just watch TV, I'll watch a match. I don't miss out on anything.
So this training of Jordan for a diet,
Yeah.
I keep seeing a lot of people feeding dogs.
I think one thing government should, in fact I say with pets, government should bring out 2 rules. One, the training has to be mandatory for all the pet owners. And second, if you're not carrying poop bags with you, if you're when you're walking the dogs, you should not be allowed. You should be fined. Because the one thing that I understand when people don't like dogs is because of the mess they make when they walk. One thing that the pet owners can do, and it's a very inexpensive thing, which is this poop bag. Every time you walk, just carry this.
Is managing of a pet a big issue in a city like Mumbai? Like most people are working. Do you have enough people to take care? Like this, I'm guessing this is your home. Which,
As we speak, this is my office, home office. I would like to. I've kept it clean. 2 reasons: because the kind of work that I do, I have to be a lot on video calls.
So this space that you mentioned, your workspace, yours is a work from home phenomenon?
No, so it's hybrid, which is the best arrangement right now that could have happened in Mumbai. So I go to office Mondays and Thursdays. On those days, my fiance will either come here and take care of Jordan, or I'll sometimes, when she has some work at her own place, and she stays 5 minutes from this apartment, so I'll drop her at her place.
And this would be the common bathroom?
Yeah, kind of a common bathroom, plus we use it to keep our cleaning materials and all. So the maids will use it to just store the cleaning materials.
And this is the master bedroom. This
Yes.
is the room that gets used by you once you're back.
Once I'm back with my long day of work, whether I'm in office or whether I'm sitting here, and in fact, once I'm done with his evening walk, because before that he's not going to allow me to come back to this room. So once after everything is done, I'm done with my day, done with Jordan for the day. This is where I want to come back.
And that's the balcony.
Yes. So this is one space which is created by me and my fiance. It's a very simple space.
Okay.
We used to have plants here, but then the problem was, because once this guy came in, I wanted to avoid anything which was like kind of, he could eat or he could jump and try to catch on.
And all these set of amenities, I can see a sort of a mini park here, a pool, a garden.
Oh yes.
Does that get used a lot by you guys?
Yeah. In fact, the pool here is used by me the most.
Okay.
Apart from that, there is a small park here. So sometimes I'll take Jordan over there for walk. Or otherwise, it's a very basic setup. You have pool, you have gym, you have a small library and the park. And then there is a kids area which is behind this building.
Would you have taken a rental apartment in a building that did not have amenities, or amenities like were a key criteria?
No, I would not have. I would not have. I don't demand too fancy amenities where I don't demand a building should have a coffee shop or a restaurant or all those fancy amenities which most of the new builders are talking about, new buildings are talking about. I would still need certain sort of amenities.
So you've spoken about the amenities, the type of projects that work for you. You mentioned earlier in the conversation that you've stayed in this locality earlier as well.
Yeah.
What is it about this locality that really works for you?
In fact, that is something that I'll have to show you.
Okay.
There are a lot of things that works for me, and there is bit of a backstory to it also. So once you see those things, I think that you will be able to connect the backstory also, that why I am here for the last 10 odd years.
Okay, so let's go and check it out.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
Cut to the
Let's
chat
go.
there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So Neeraj, you said when we were leaving the place that you have to show me what's there in this area that makes you tick. What is it about?
So the answer is everything. So right from the moment you exit the gate, you've got your transport. So like I told you that I work Mondays and Thursdays in office. My office is in Fort. So the commute to station is literally 10 minutes by auto, and from there I take an AC train which surrounds. So in 1.5 hour door to door, I reach my office, which is a blessing when it comes to a city like Mumbai.
Okay.
Second is, I told you that there is a bit of a backstory. So I come from a very small government town.
Okay.
Or rather a colony. Okay. So it gives me that kind of a feel where you enter from highway and you know that you are entered in Thakur village. So there is a definite start and checkpoint. It's a city within a city. So you've got your like a cow gully there, you've got medical shops which are 24 hours, you've got cinema, you've got great coffee shops, you've got parks, you've got gyms.
Is this also convenient for the real tenant of the house, Jordan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you consider, like you are right now we are having a great walk on the road. There is a park where I take him just 2 minutes away from where we are walking. There is a spa which is just 2 minutes away. You get deliveries for his food, and for every medicines you get deliveries at home. So you don't really have to. There are great vets out here, so you don't really have to worry about having a pet in an area like this. You know that you are taken care of.
So you said parks and you also said spa.
Yes.
So he goes to a spa?
Once a month, yes. So once a month for his grooming purpose, for his like cleaning up in terms of trimming of hair, paw hairs and all those things.
So basically Jordan is like the child for you?
Oh yes, child and best friend both. Since he has come, I think the world revolves around him. For me and my fiance both. Okay. It is something only the pet owners or somebody who has been with dogs can explain that feeling.
So how much is raising Jordan costing you? Are dogs tough to maintain?
It depends upon how you want to raise them.
Okay.
On an average, it costs around 10 to 15k, not more than that. 15k is I'm holding an upper limit.
You have said many good things about the area,
yes,
about your building. What's the things you don't like?
Not many things, to be very honest. There is a reason why I'm staying here for last 10 years. Of course, there could be a better litter management on the roads. So if you see people litter a lot, that is actually a problem across the city. When it comes to flat, it could be a bit more pet friendly, but then I can't really blame it on the owner. It has to be a bit more. And yes, there could be a dedicated dog park.
How much is all of this costing you?
So the rent for my apartment is 30k. The deposit that I paid was 1.2.
You mentioned that you've been staying on rent over here for almost 10 years.
Yes.
Is buying an apartment on the anvil, or you want to be on rent always?
No, technically I wouldn't want to be on rent always, but given the fact that there is a big disparity in the kind of EMIs that I'm going to pay when I purchase an apartment versus the rent that I pay right now, once I am in a comfortable position where I know that I can probably adjust the EMIs also, I would go for an apartment, maybe not in Thakur village or maybe somewhere else, but if luck permits, it might be in Thakur village as well. But yes, the planning is to have an apartment of my own.
तो आपको रेंट पे रहना नहीं है, घर खरीदना है, पर EMI और रेंट का जो गैप है
वो थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा है अभी.
Okay.
वो थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा, एंड प्लस ओनिंग अ हाउस ऑल्सो अलाउज मी टू प्रॉब्ली क्रिएट अ स्पेस विच इज़ comfortable for Jordan.
Okay, on that note, Neeraj, nice to speak with you. You're an interesting tenant, that small minority that has pets in Mumbai but still has probably the most difficult time getting apartment. So thank you for
Yes.
coming on and sharing your story with us.
Thank you Vishal, and it's been a pleasure. Jordan and I loved having you over, and welcome to a small little world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time for the report card. First up at the apartment and building level. The apartment is an above average spacious apartment compared to Mumbai standards. The building, while old, has amenities which are efficient in nature. Location, this is the part where it really scores. It's very convenient, vibrant neighborhood, has a supermarket close by, cafes, restaurants close by, parks as well. Connectivity, road connectivity, very convenient. Rail connectivity is fairly weak. The station is about 5 kilometers away. Metro connectivity is poised to become stronger. So all in all, if you're a single person or a family looking for a budget-friendly tenancy, has office, workplace in the western side of Mumbai, or a hybrid home, wants vibrancy as part of their DNA, this is the sort of project and locality that can be considered.